Hi Taurus, welcome to the full moon in Gemini for November 27th, 2023. Full moons close out cycles. You are closing out a cycle. And the direction this reading is going in is the number 7 spirit, ascended masters. Interesting. This really pulls my attention. And it is the infinity symbol. So I think there's a lot of power and energy here. But you have the number 7, and so this can come in atypical ways, in unconventional ways, the number 7, in surprising ways, ways that are not the norm. They're not cookie cutter. And this has something to do with your spirit, right? The aether, the loftier energies, the loftier consciousness, your higher self, the super consciousness, even with the ascended master's energy. Maybe you're guided by something. Maybe like you get epiphanies and something just kind of comes to you and you don't know where it came from, or maybe you're a religious person and you call upon someone or something. Taurus is definitely the more established energies, right? So religions, they like tradition. That's the direction of the reading. We'll keep that in mind. For you, you have, your direction, right? Your focus is change, transformation, death, right? Endings and new beginnings. I think there's a real purification with the death card. So you could be purifying something. It feels to me like there's something that is unstable, that is trying to find its stability. And there needs to be a kind of a change, but maybe it's something that you hadn't thought of or hadn't expected. Because there's higher forces here at work, whether you believe in them or not. Although I don't think you'd be reading or watching a tarot video if you didn't have some sort of belief system. So, all right. So where are we going here? This first card is about you and where you find yourself at this full moon period. What is being closed out at this time. And this knight is heading out. So something is definitely leaving your situation rather quickly, actually. The next column has to do with you and how you deal with the whole situation. Interesting, though, because duality has come up in the last reading. So I think we're all dealing with some decision making at this time. And then the last column has a lot to do with the potential outcome of the next 2 weeks, but it can be the end of a cycle, right, of the previous new moon, or a different cycle that's closing out for you. And the likely outcome. You always have free will. You can always change it, change your mind. You have free will. Okay. So let's go back to the first column here. The Knight of Swords, the Six of Swords is a very mental energy. We may be wanting to stop thinking about something. So putting too much energy, right? That symbol that was shown to me. It's for me, it's like a sideways 8, and 8 is a lot of energy. It's infinite energy, and it's put behind something here that can create some agitation with that Knight of Swords. Maybe some information came in that, the Knight of Swords is a person or a situation that comes in to kind of save the day. He's the knight in shining armor, literally. He's got shining armor on. So he comes in to save the day rather quickly, maybe unexpected, and can leave just as quick and unexpectedly. But there is this energy with the Six of Swords of wanting to move on from something, whether that's just an overactive mind, right? Because we're looking with the Six of Swords to find balance, and we're looking to find a calm place in which to kind of understand what just happened, right? What just took place there? What what was that blur that just went by? What the heck happened? That kind of energy, and trying to put our mental energy and our emotional energy back into balance. It's almost like a resignation card for me. It's kind of like, okay, that happened. You know, Five of Swords comes before that. So something happened that maybe I wasn't a complete win. You know, it was a drama that played out. Something just happened. And I want to try and understand it. And it seems to me like with that Knight of Swords, it came, you know, in a blaze and left just as quickly. Well, this is a big travel energy here. I don't know if you have to travel, but this is a cycle, right? The world is the end of a cycle. And it can be a very agitating cycle that you're leaving behind. A very, almost like a whirlwind energy. And now things are starting to calm down a little bit. Now you've learned quite a bit here with the World card, because this is the graduation card. So you've learned quite a bit from what you've been through. And it's like someone or something kind of came in to save the day at the moment when you felt maybe you're the most difficult. And now you're onto a new cycle. And there are little things that you have to do before you move on to this new cycle with the World card. And maybe you would like to take a trip. I do think there's travel with these cards, both of these cards. It feels like there can be travel for some of you. And it may be quick travel. Maybe you weren't expecting it, and now all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm grabbing my car, I'm getting my ticket or whatever, but I'm out of here. Interesting. With the Death card, though, there really is an end to a situation, to the cycle. The Death and the World card are really telling me there's a completion of some sort, but things are transforming, they're changing, and you're getting a leg up. The World is, you're graduating to a level up. The Magician card has only one wand in his hand, and by the time that you go through the entire cycle, you're more balanced. And maybe a little bit calmer, because that Knight of Swords is pretty feisty energy, right? Okay, so how are you dealing with the whole thing? You have the Two of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. The Two of Wands is kind of stepping into a new arena. You're not 100% sure. It's like, if you think about the Ace of Wands, right, the beginning of this cycle, you have a new passion in front of you, but you don't know quite what direction you want to deal with that new passion, right? So let's say you I don't know why I say this, it just came out, but let's say you really enjoy ice cream. Like ice cream is your jam. And so you're thinking, well, do I become an ice cream vendor? Do I make ice cream? Do I make ice cream and sell it? Where would I sell it? Where would it go? Should I go to Alaska? It's already cold there. Maybe they don't like ice cream so much. It's that kind of thing where you are planning and posing questions and kind of putting your feelers out there to be like, well, what do I really want to do with this passion? Where does it belong? And where can I do it? Now he's holding the World card again, the World in his hand. And so for me, that's another reiteration of there's some kind of very possible travel plan, or moving into a new position, a new state, a new, for some it can be very much a new part of the world. For others it can just be a new state of mind. But there is some kind of because 2 is duality and it's also choices. And so we're considering choices here. We're not making those choices just yet, but we are considering choices. And this can have something to do with work or health with that 8 of Pentacles card, or maybe both. You know, how can I maintain health and still work hard and, do what I love? The 8 of Pentacles is very much about honing your skills, but you're good at it. Whatever it is, you can be overtime even, but you don't mind so much because you like what you're doing with the 8 of Pentacles. And it can offer you a good financial backing as well, or, good financial packet. But it is then, it feels to me like there is a period where you can push away distraction and really hone in on making some choices and seeing what direction you want to move something in. Okay, you're kind of just checking out possibilities here. And it can be that you've established one thing already and you're looking to either expand on it or do something different altogether. It can be the same thing. It can be still ice cream, right? But maybe now you want to change flavors, or now maybe you want to repackage, or you want to set up another shop in another area. It's that kind of energy. With that, you have the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, so there's this real, I can feel you kind of thinking over the situation. It's a very reflective energy. What have I accomplished so far with that 7 of Pentacles? And how would I switch things up? And what would I tweak? What would I add? What would I subtract? What didn't work for me? What did work for me? It's that kind of energy. Like, we're really looking back on situations now and kind of trying to decide, all right, where are we going to go from here? And, how would I change things? And how would it benefit this new direction that I think I'm going in? Or, beefing up a new something old, like that's been established already, but you want to add something to it. It's that kind of energy. How am I going to proceed? Now, with the 7 of Pentacles, it has a lot to do with your attitude, right? 7 of Pentacles, how are you waiting for your fruits to ripen? Are you waiting in anticipation or fear? Okay? And I think perspective is everything. So you do want to make sure that you are understanding the changes that are happening with that death card, right? The changes that are happening, or the changes that you make, and what you feel their consequences can be. What it is that you want to change, and how do you bring that about? The potential outcome is the 9 of Pentacles and the Lovers card. So there is some choice ahead of you with the Lovers. And this is somebody who is, the 9 of Pentacles is a strong, independent person who, through their own hard work, has created a beautiful life for themselves. It can be a luxury card. So I do see a lot of money here. You have 7, 8, and 9 of the Pentacles. So we're moving towards that end of the cycle of finance where this situation is concerned, right? 7, 8, 9. We're getting to the accumulation of what we're harvesting. And that makes sense with the winter timing card coming up, right? We're in the fall. The fall is your harvest. And in the winter time, you can't plant. The ground's too hard, so you can't plant anything. And so basically what you have to do is shore up what you have already and figure out in what direction you want to go when spring breaks. So those are the choices that you can probably be making, maybe throughout the winter time, or just the period right now, because you want to work with the cycles. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but it would certainly make things easier. And things don't grow in the winter. Right, you can't have the grapes in the winter time. So you can feel very strong and independent. Maybe you are, maybe the 9 of Pentacles is your harvest, right? That's what you got for all the hard work that you did which is really nice. And again, it doesn't have to be finances. It can be good health. Maybe you were working out and training and being very active with that Knight of Swords, right? Maybe you were an equestrian and you wanted to train this particular horse, and now you did, and now you can sell it. It's that kind of energy. And then the the Lovers, is a choice. Where do I go from here? What do I do with this money that I made, or this harvest? What do I do with it? How do I distribute it? Where will it go? Where is that kind of energy? Now, it's a very Nine of Pentacles is a very luxurious card. It's luxury, so maybe you want to spend it on something big. It can be a big purchase. It can be a home. It can be beautifying your home. It can be maybe you want to put it back into the land, right? And back into the seeds that you're going to harvest for the next year. It's the choices that you make. Now, the Lovers usually asks for you to make a choice between something that is mundane or loftier, higher-minded, right? The Lovers is about love and the 3 stages of love. And so this is your passion, right? The fire, the passions. This can be considered sexuality. This is more like the love that we have for relationships, family, your pets, your house. It's the general kind of love. And the angel is compassion, the highest love there is. And so, you have kind of some choices to make. You're at a crossroads here with this card. Do I use this money for my base desires? Can I distribute it to my friends and family, the people that I love? Or should I think of something more humanitarian, right? More compassionate with the angel. That kind of energy. Now, with that you have the 3 of Wands, which is allies. And it doesn't have to be people, but it can be people and situations that elevate you to the next level, or that help you to move in new and different directions. So that seems to me like there is a cycle that's coming to conclusion, and now you're looking towards making new decisions in new directions that you want to go in with that 3 of Wands. And you want to search, like, it could even be workshops, it could be self-help books, it can be somebody who is already doing the business that you want to go in, and you can go and pick his brain, or watch the videos, or take a seminar, that kind of thing. But they're allies, and they are people that help to move us into new directions. Because, again, you're at that 7, 8, 9 of your material journey, right? Pentacles are the things of the earth. So finances, health, can be health as well. Okay, so what does Spirit want you to know? You have the Hierophant card. This is Taurus. It's associated with Taurus. So morality, right? What are your morals? Then you have rebellion, wisdom, doubt, beliefs, and indiscretion. But these are established. They're the establishment. So for many, this is religion, but it can also be your government. It can be hospitals. It can be schools. It can be anything that is organized, and you have to jump through hoops. You have to ask for permission. You have to fill out forms. You have to stand in line. It's that kind of energy. It is my no card. That doesn't necessarily mean you get a no, but you may give a no. That's very possible here. Right? No to a particular decision, right? The Lovers is asking you to decide the new direction that you're going to go in, and so you can be like, no, not that. And that at least narrows down the choice. But it can also be the need to ask permission. Maybe you want to move in this new direction with these allies, and you have to search them out. Maybe you find them in organizations, or maybe you're asking for permits, and you may have to wait, because it can be blockages, the Hierophant. Maybe you get a no answer, or maybe you just get partial information. So that's where the Hierophant is leading you. But it is about tradition and your moralities and large organizations, or organizations of any size, really, as long as there's some kind of rules and regulations that you have to follow. The Hierophant is an interesting card for me because in the Osho deck, it is about no thingness. So therein comes the no, but it's that pause in activity. It's that there's nothing there, right? If there's a, I'm not sure if he's, I think he's a physicist, Boscovich, who talks about how we are kind of blinking in and out of reality at a rate that you cannot imagine, right? You can't even fathom it. That's why we think we're solid and we're here all the time. But we're quickly moving in and out of, like every cell dies and comes back, dies and comes back 1,000 times within that second or more. Who knows? I can't give you the numbers right now, but it's an immeasurable amount of time. And the Hierophant is that moment where we're out of existence, out of reality, right? We're back to source or nothingness. We're here, we're not, we're here, we're not, we're here, we're not. Now, this is happening on a cellular level all the time, constantly, and we are constantly rebuilding ourselves. So then when we go back to nothing, we bring back to something information that we had before we went back to nothing. And so it's really interesting to, if you want to change your life, hold on to the information that you want to create, that you want to exist in your psyche, in your own dynamic world, right? That's the Hierophant. On a very deep level. But of course, it can just be marriage for some, especially with the Lover's card, right? It can just be marriage, your traditional family kind of thing. So it depends on, what you're thinking, where you are. You do have quite a few Earth cards here, so it can just be something quite mundane, and it can just be organizations. But I do want to present the other side of that. I think that's important. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Bye for now.